They're not like barred owls. Barred owls will eat a wide variety of things, and in some cases, barred owls are moving into that territory and predating on them. But in some interesting cases, the barred owl is mating with the spotted owl. And I can't help it. There's a part of me that says, go. You know, that's great. You're finding a way to survive. You have that DNA in you. So the red tail's common. How much do you think it weighs, kids? Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody? Yeah, it weighs 2 pounds. The New York legislator said how much? Okay, 20. Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, their adaptations. It's a really big bird, but it's mostly feathers, and it's got those hollow bones, those pneumatic bones. She also has that beautiful supraorbital ridge that acts as sunglasses, extraordinary eyesight, the binocular vision, and doesn't have the same kind of beak as a falcon, but does the job. So I know that there's another speaker. I'm really feeling I'm running late, so I'm going to wrap this up. I do? Okay. The other thing is red tails are second-year birds when they get their red tails. You sometimes will get a call from someone who says that they've got a big bird in their backyard. It's not a red tail, it must be a baby eagle, and of course it is a red tail. And one of the cool things that happens with these birds when they fledge and they start to fly with their parents is they do look significantly bigger than the adult. And nature gives them these bigger feathers. They are, in fact, bigger feathers. Very forgiving, because when they start to learn to fly, they crash into stuff. They don't always make that branch. They're not elegant hunters. You know, they look really foolish sometimes. Chris is a great hunter, but I would like to say she's like a pacifist bird. She's more on the Gandhi side. She just doesn't have the kind of aggression that you like to see in them. So usually she rouses on Glove, but I have to say that she's not used to me talking to a microphone. They're the ones with that great, which I don't do a good job, sound every time they show the eagle, which I mentioned before, but she wants me to tell you again. The younger birds have a greenish cere, that's the fleshy color of their beak. They have, excuse me? And they have golden eyes when they're babies. They have like a really pretty bluish gray eye. It turns to a cream color, gets yellow, and then eventually gets really dark brown. So even though I can't always successfully age them, there are other clues that tell me how old the bird is. I have a bone, an artifact up there that came from a Cooper's hawk in Haddam. The bird died, and I told the woman it's banded, I'm coming to get it. I reported the band and found out it had been banded as a passage bird in Florida when it was 7 years before. So they're really cool. I think she's gonna rouse maybe. That's an indication she's very comfortable. She's not doing it. I also know of a saw-whet owl that a friend of mine banded in North Carolina, and a report came back. They were banding birds out in Washington State. Guess what? They found that saw-whet owl, and it had the band, and it had been caught in on the East Coast and was over there. So I think that, you know, we can't read the biology books and think that's it. That's all we know. First of all, we don't fund biology studies. You know, we don't pay people to go out and really, you know, see all the things that that we should know about these species, especially the ones that we're going to lose. And I know that you were talking about wetland legislation, and even though I work with birds of prey, the wetlands are the areas that are really suffering. We need to protect those birds. Those birds really have a hard time. You talk about rising sea levels, you're talking about nesting species that are not going to survive. I was out on the West Coast in California where they were successfully protecting nest bird areas as well as migratory paths where birds come up from the south. They need these stations, they need these wetlands so that they can go to their nesting grounds. She's done.